Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I want to share with you guys 5 extremely cool knives that you legitimately will not want to miss out on. Did you seriously put your own knife in this video? Not even in the video, in the thumbnail.
Yes, I did.
I'm excited for my own knife to release. We're going to talk all about it. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and make sure that your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. This is the new Vertilock Excalibur, both in full size, mini. We even have carbon fiber. Now, these are nowhere near the total number of variations that we'll be releasing. Original Gen 1 was the integral version. This was the titanium frame lock, and this was cool. We had Vanax, right? This was a super expensive knife to make, and the price tag ended up being about $400 to $425 right in there, depending on the variation you got. And some people, really wanted that one, and I loved making that. That was awesome. That was the original dream, but I always knew that we were going to have to make a version of it that cost less. In fact, we're nowhere near done. We have lots of different variations planned, but this version, not only is it a 2-piece construction, we also have the new Vertilock that has the positioning very similar, of course, to the Spyderco compression lock. Awesome, awesome strong lock, and your fingers are not in the way. We also changed the blade steel to LMAX. All of these little changes allowed us to reduce the price of this knife down to $220 to $250, depending on the variation that you go for. The minis will also have the option for carbon fiber. We're going to have multiple texture options. You can get DLC, you can get stonewashed. Left-handed versions of this knife are absolutely being made, meaning the lock will actually be switched to the other side so that left-handed people can enjoy it. So I'm really excited about this. These drop November 11th. So just here in a couple of days or a few days, and I say drop, I mean the pre-order will be available on November 11th on kumukrew.com, which will be linked right down in the description so that you guys can check it out. What you're looking at here are prototypes, so these are subject to change. The carbon fiber one, for example, it's awesome. It's going to have a lot of upgrades to the internals so that the locking system can be supported by steel and not carbon fiber, but it will look like this. I'm really, really excited for that carbon fiber one. That's the one that I've really enjoyed carrying the most. And the small one as well, just awesome in terms of size, 7.5 inches overall with a 3¼ inch blade. And the full-size ones are the same overall size as the original Gen 1 Excalibur with the frame lock. They're just lightened up a bit, and because they're not the full integral frame anymore. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. We've had a lot of really, really positive, just overwhelmingly positive community feedback on the construction of this and the price on it, everything. I'm so excited. I can't wait for you guys to be able to pre-order these and ultimately get them in your hands. This is the most accessible version of Excalibur we've made, and there are more options for this knife than there have ever been. And yes, these come with the new updated clip. We are not putting the older clip. Actually, we fixed that in Gen 1, but these all have the updated pocket clips that work exceptionally well, and even a slightly shorter one for the shorter Excalibur. But yeah, definitely, I love this knife. I think it's really cool. I think that you will enjoy it as well. So check it out. Check out the pre-order on November 11th here in just a couple of days. All right, moving on here, a knife that you have not yet seen me unbox, but you will. I'm going to toss it in this upload, but you will. This is the CMB made Predator V4. This is a really, really cool knife. Now, we've seen lots of knives like this, the kind of straightforward, almost Griptilian-esque blade profile and handle profile. We have contoured titanium. This is a crossbar lock. We've got the M390 blade. All of that, we've seen this before. The M390 blade is hardened to 60 to 62, which is great. That's a point higher than for the whole range than the industry standard, and this is what I've always said. This needs to be the bare minimum for 20 CV, M390, and 204P. Even though it can go higher, this needs to be the bare minimum because 59 is kind of a joke. So they're doing that. The best part about this knife is not how it looks or how it operates or even the blade steel and the heat treatment. The best part about this knife is the fact that it costs $178. I think they did an exceptional job. And considering that, and yeah, this is a Chinese knife, right? It also comes with an extra pocket clip. It comes with an extra steel lock bar insert. It's really cool. But in today's world climate, that's ridiculously impressive. It's also insanely competitive. Most of the competitors of this knife, if they're fully capable of making the same thing, right? It's a nice, high quality knife. They're capable of making the same thing. But they would charge substantially more for it. I just realized it's probably, this is M39. I was going to say 20 CVR M39. It's the same composition, just one's made by Bowler, one's made by Crucible. Ever so slight difference in, I think is it silicon? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Trivial. The big point with this one is that it's $178. That's crazy competitive. We are in Kaiser territory there. We're in Kaiser titanium and S45 VN territory. So the fact that they can do this is really cool. And it also is something, it's another knife that I can point to and say, hey, listen, these guys are doing this at this price. Why are you guys $50 or $100 higher? This is really cool. I literally just opened this up a couple of days ago and thought, this is, for the price, it's really exceptional. So I'll have a link for this guy down in the description. It is absolutely available and absolutely worth checking out. I think it looks really nice. Moving on here. This is an obvious one. This is the least expensive knife on the list, and it is highly recommendable as one of the greatest budget knives of all time. Yes, I said it. One of the greatest budget knives of all time. This is the new Vosteed Porcupine with the thumb stud instead of the original opening hole. Now, one is not better than the other. It comes down to preference, right? If you like the opening hole, which I do, but I also like the thumb stud version. And the thumb stud does not get in the way of the cutting path. This is a button-operated top liner lock, so it engages similarly to a compression lock and is far more reliable than a simple plunge lock or a simple liner lock. This is incredible. It's also got, just really great basic utilitarian ergonomics. It's incredibly comfortable. It's lightweight, compact, all of that. I have been saying this for months and months now. The Vosteed Porcupine, along with the Raccoon, because of the locking system, the price, the materials, 14C28N and micarta. These are some of the greatest budget knives that have ever existed. The balance of performance, just what you're getting for the money at $69 giggity is truly incredible. This is a knife, and there are only a handful of knives. I have almost 6,000 uploads on this channel, and there's a lot I generally recommend and a lot that I don't. There are only a handful of knives that I actually say that I recommend to everyone. A lot of the times when I end a review, I'll say, I think this knife is good for this group of people. I think this type of person will really enjoy this, right? But usually not everybody. I would say, 25 out of those 6,000 uploads, 25 or so, I say, this is a knife that I legitimately recommend for everyone. And the Vosteed Porcupine, I probably have been going back and forth between Raccoon and Porcupine. The Raccoon is the same way. I recommend this knife to everyone. I think everybody should pick it up. Some people are going to have reservations against buying Chinese products, and I think that's perfectly fine. Then you are, exempt. You don't have to. You can go do your own thing. But if you are okay with that, right, which the vast majority of my viewers are, including myself, as somebody who loves to buy American products, I don't mind. As long as the quality and the effort and all of that is there, absolutely. I think that you will love this. This will become the go-to EDC for so many people. There's so many great knives that are this size that are just too expensive, right? You look at this stuff and you're like, it looks cool, but $150? I just can't do that for a pocket knife. Completely understandable. Vosteed Porcupine. If you've been used to only spending about, 20, 30, 40, $50 on pocket knives, this is worth bumping up to just to set that bar for yourself, because this is truly exceptional. Now, these might be kind of in and out a little bit. They might be sold out and then pop up on Blade HQ or wherever. Keep your eyes peeled. Whatever version of this you end up with, it's exceptional. You will absolutely love it. Moving on here to a knife that it might be there, or it might, be about to pop up on the website. Either way, I'll have links for Maxace down in the description, but you definitely want to check this out. This is the Maxace Paragrin V3. This is the ultimate perfect version of this knife. I have reviewed the first two versions. I own two versions of the first generation, and it's an incredible knife. This is Maxace's Sebenza. Like, if you like the Sebenza, you like the idea of it, maybe you just don't love the price tag because it's made in the USA and it's a titanium, you know, ultra high-end production or mid-tech, whatever you want to call it. This is going to cost you way less. This is Sanmai ZDP 189, which is going to have absolutely incredible edge retention. The Gen 1 of this knife only had one thumb stud, which I don't like because sometimes I like to reverse flick it, right? This has two. They're a little bit bigger, and I think they're a little more comfortable to engage with. It also has, to my knowledge, a zirconium pivot, and I think the thumb studs are as well. I don't love the front flipper, but that's okay. I can just ignore it. We have beautiful carbon fiber inlays, titanium frame, beautiful, beautiful backspacer here. And the pocket clip now is at an angle, so you have, I think we call this cant. The carry position of this knife is slightly more comfortable. It also still runs on phosphor bronze. Now, a lot of people look at that as a downgrade, or that, like, you know, at this price, it, you know, we've all heard someone say it or read someone comment this. At that price, it should be bearings, which is wrong. There's no like tier in the knife world where it suddenly transitions because bearings represent a superior build quality. No. It's one has generally a smoother action associated with it, and one does better in dirty, dusty environments because not only are phosphor bronze washers self-lubricating, but they seal everything up way better. So in some environments, phosphor bronze, especially like hard work or hard use environments that are going to be dirty, phosphor bronze washers are superior. Absolutely. The best thing about this, though, is that despite it being on phosphor bronze, it's really smooth. I mean, it is luxuriously smooth. Oh my goodness. This is such a good looking knife. It's such a 180 from what we expect to see from Maxace. I mean, when I think Maxace, I think of, you know, like the Dragon Knight or the Titanus, or, you know, they do stuff like that. But they also have knives like the Paragrin or the Black Mirror that prove like, hey, it's not like the idea of a straightforward utilitarian EDC knife is not lost on us. We can do that. In fact, I've made this argument many times. It is much, much harder to make something that is ridiculously impractical than it is to make something practical. This is flip-flopped, I think, especially with new people, as if the idea of something that's practical and makes a good daily tool, as if this is some sort of lost wizard art. And only the select few, the master forgers of the mountains, yes, they possess the sacred knowledge, the shape of the buck 110, or the benchmade buck. Like, no! No, it's incredibly straight. We've got blueprints on blueprints. I mean, my God, just making something that fits in your hand and has a good, you know, thin, straightforward profile, drop point. Like, yeah, it's good for a lot of stuff. The vast history of the knife world has taught us that. It's pretty Maxace is a company that likes to play around and screw around and do different crazy designy things, but they make straightforward utilitarian blades, definitely. And the Paragrin is absolutely one of them. I wish they would update this jimping, but outside of that, I really have no complaints about the V3. This is such a good knife, and it also has a really, really impressive price tag, especially considering the materials that they're using. And I love that finish. God, what a handsome blade. Check this out for sure. I think you'll like it. And finally, we're getting a little sneak peek here. I'm sneaking this one in. I'm just sliding it under the door here. This project is about to be announced, and I don't know if it'll actually be announced with my unboxing. This is another unboxing that I have not done yet. But when I opened this up, it really surprised me. This was an old legend. When I say old, I mean like 5 years ago. The base version of this knife was at the time, at least by my standards, it was the best budget knife available. And then like a bajillion other knives came out that were pretty similar, and then it just kind of like fell into an ocean of other stuff, right? But it was a really, really, really excellent knife during that time. Now, they've made lots of different variations of it, and this newest variation is far and away the most superior. This is not available yet, but it will be. This is the CJRB Feldspar. Remember the Feldspar? Yeah, it's back. with a button-operated top liner lock. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Now, there's more surprises, not just this variation. There are other variations, but you'll see that in my unboxing and probably, all over the place in the knife community. This version is stonewashed S90V. We have textured and contoured titanium. How absolutely fantastic is this? And my goodness, does this feel good. The Feldspar has an excellent profile. Absolutely excellent profile. And there's lots of other knives out there that are similar. But being able to bring this old legend back and update it with all of these things that we like. And yes, they do have a budget version in the works. This is spectacular. CJRB has something else up their sleeve associated with this knife, and I'm going to wait and show that to you guys in the unboxing. But judging by what CJRB has done in the past, my guess is that this premium version of this knife in S90V, the button-operated top liner lock, and the textured contoured titanium is probably going to run right around $200, which is excellent, ridiculously competitive. CJRB is a great company, so is Artisan Cutlery, and they've released some really cool stuff, but they have needed a big W for a while. And I think I'm going to go ahead and say this is their big W. This is really, really cool. These are prototypes, right? So the final production variations are subject to slight change. But man, how impressive. How impressive. This is spectacular. I am so pumped to show you guys what else was in that box with this knife. Yeah, the new top liner lock Feldspar is sure to be a massive, massive hit. And it'll be fun bringing this knife back up into the top ranks because it definitely does deserve to be there. It's a wonderful profile. It's just that the versions, from the past are now in an ocean of other products that are the same. So this is cool. Anyways, once again, we have the CJRB, the updated top liner lock Feldspar. We have the Maxace Paragrin V3. We have the new Vosteed Porcupine. It's probably better if I open these up, right? It's kind of I don't want to just have them sitting here not opened up. There's not enough room to get them all completely on screen, but that's okay. Then we have the CMB made knives Predator V4. Excellent value. And we only have room for one Excalibur, so let's do the carbon fiber version. We have the new Vertilock Excalibur. I'm super excited for my knife. And all of these knives, too. Check them all out. They're all spectacular. Some are available, some are not. I'll link everything down in the description. You guys check it out if you want to. That's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me. Where is that card? Is the card just gone? Well, anyways, follow me on Instagram. There it is. At metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.